So welcome to Unit 3, right? So in this unit, we deal with the assessment procedure, collection of tax, offences under the IT Act, taxpayers' rights and remedies. A very, very important unit for us lawyers because it's in this part, right, of the income tax, what do you say, administration perhaps, that we come in, right? So essentially, we come in, right, obviously, when the appellate procedure kicks in, right? So you have the assessing officer, you have the commissioner for income tax, you have commissioner for income tax appeals, right? Above him or her, you have the ITAT, which is the Income Tax Appellate Tribunal. Above the tribunal, you have the High Court, and above the High Court, of course, you have the Supreme Court. So usually you have auditors making representations before the assessing officer, right? Lawyers, yes, we are authorized representatives under Section 288 of the Act, so we can actually appear before any of the income tax authorities, but generally we lawyers come in at a later stage of the proceedings, right? Now, it's very, very important for us first to understand how tax is assessed. Now remember, what have we done so far? Unit 1, I gave you an introduction, basically, into the concepts of income tax, right? Unit 2, we actually went into the nitty-gritties of how income is actually computed, right? So, you've essentially calculated your tax liability under those 5 heads, right? What are those 5 heads? Salary, house property, profits and gains from business or profession, beg your pardon, capital gains, and income from other sources. Now, you have your total tax liability, okay? This is where assessment kicks in, okay? So let's pick up from assessment. What do you need to know for assessment? Well, you have to know the modes of assessment. But even before going that far, we need to first deal with the rates of taxation, okay? We need to really deal with the rates of taxation, okay? So, what are the rates of taxation? Very simple. Up to 2,50,000, tax rate is nil. 2,50,000 to 5 lakhs, right? Guys, remember these figures I'm giving you. These figures I'm giving you is actually your total income, not your tax liability. It's your total income. If your total income is below 2,50,000, tax rate is nil. If it's between 2,50,000 and 5 lakhs, tax rate is 10%, right? So the tax rate is 10% on your taxable income, okay? If your taxable income, right, basically is between 5 lakhs to 10 lakhs, your tax rate is 20%, okay? And if your taxable income is above rupees 10 lakh, you come into the top bracket, the top tax bracket, which is 30%, okay? So, taxable income of up to 2,50,000 nil, 2,50,000 to 5 lakhs 10%, 5 lakhs to 10 lakhs 20%, above 10 lakhs 30%, okay? So, above 10 lakhs, you're going to be paying quite a bit of tax, okay? Now, you have the tax rate, okay? What are your deductions? You get a rebate, okay? You're a resident individual, okay? You get a rebate if the total income does not exceed rupees 5 lakhs. The amount of rebate, Section 87A, shall be 100% of income tax or rupees 2,000, whichever is less. So, what do you think, right? Your amount of rebate is 100% of income tax, right? Or rupees 2,000, whichever is less. So, the maximum, right, maximum rebate, yeah, you can get is rupees 2,000, basically, okay? You can't get a rebate of more than rupees 2,000, okay? Whichever is less, that's your rebate, okay? Now, tax rate, less rebate, add surcharge. What is surcharge? Okay, surcharge, right, is rather charged at the rate of 10% of tax payable, right? Surcharge is rate of 10% of tax payable where net taxable income exceeds 1 crore rupees. So, you only pay the surcharge of 10% where your net taxable income exceeds 1 crore rupees, okay? So, if your net taxable income is below 1 crore rupees, you don't have to pay the surcharge. So, majority of the populace doesn't really pay a surcharge, okay? It's a minority, obviously, because your taxable income has to be more than 1 crore. Now, the surcharge is subject to something known as marginal relief in taxation. Marginal relief. What's the marginal relief? Well, if the net income, that is after tax deduction, right, the net income after tax deduction above rupees 1 crore is rupees 1 lakh. The surcharge payable should not be more than 1 lakh. Okay, very, very straightforward. I'm going to now very shortly do a computation exercise with you, and I'll help you understand how surcharge works in practice. So just bear with me for a couple of minutes. I just want to deal with cess quickly. You have to add education cess as well. So taxable income, you have a tax rate. Okay, tax liability is determined, right? Tax liability is determined. From that tax liability, a rebate is deducted. You only get that rebate if your total income does not exceed 5 lakhs. If your total income exceeds 5 lakhs, you don't get the rebate. Okay, you don't get the rebate there. Then they add surcharge to that amount, right? If your net taxable income exceeds 1 crore rupees. So what does all of this mean? If your income, right, is more than 5 lakhs, no rebate. If it's more than 5 lakhs and less than 1 crore, no surcharge. Okay, very, very straightforward. All right, 10% of tax payable, right, when your income exceeds 1 crore rupees, subject to marginal relief. I'm going to explain how this works with the aid of a computation exercise now. Okay, the education cess, I should just clarify, is 2% plus an additional 1% for higher and secondary education on such income tax and surcharge. Okay, right, and the rates are for which years? 15-16 and 16-17. The two assessment years, 15-16 and 16-17. Okay. Taxable income, less rebate if your income does not exceed 5 lakhs and you're an individual resident, plus surcharge if your income exceeds 1 crore, subject to marginal relief, plus education cess at the rate of 2% plus 1% for higher and secondary education. Okay, that is how you calculate an individual's net tax liability. So Jai Hiranandani's net taxable income for the previous year 2014-15, let us say, is 1 crore and 2 lakhs. The tax payable excluding cess in the assessment year amounts to rupees 28 lakhs 85,000. Surcharge amounts to 2 lakh 88,500, which is 10% of 28 lakhs 85,000. Simple enough. So surcharge amounts to 2,88,500. However, marginal relief kicks into the 10% of tax payable, right? The surcharge should not be more than the actual income above 1 crore. What is the actual income above 1 crore? The actual income above 1 crore is actually 2 lakh rupees. However, that's net income. So it must be 2 lakh rupees less the tax due on that 2 lakh rupees, basically, which is how much? 30%. Okay, that's the tax slab. Remember, if your total income exceeds rupees 10 lakhs, if your total income exceeds rupees 10 lakhs, basically, your tax bracket is 30%. Okay, so if you make more than 1 crore, you have to pay a surcharge of 10%. Okay, that surcharge of 10%, the amount should not exceed the actual net amount or the net income above 1 crore. Okay, net, okay, so gross is 2 lakhs, because the gross above 1 crore is 2 lakhs, net above 1 crore is what? 1.4 lakhs, because less how much, right? Less 60,000 rupees. Less 60,000 rupees approximately, right, which is 30% of income tax, basically. So the actual surcharge should not exceed rupees 1.4 lakh. 1.4 lakh essentially, right, is the net income, above 1 crore. So how do you calculate Jaipradeep Hiranandani's net tax liability? Well, the formula, right, total tax liability plus surcharge because his income exceeds 1 crore plus just the surcharge, marginal relief applies, plus education cess 2%, plus secondary and higher education cess 1%, equals net tax liability. So total tax 28 lakhs 85,000, right? Surcharge is 1 lakh 40,000. We've calculated that. How 1 lakh 40? You say that's not 10%, right? Yes, you're right. It's not exactly 10%, but the amount cannot exceed the actual net income above 1 crore. So it's 28 lakhs 85,000 plus 1 lakh 40,000 plus 60,500 rupees. Okay, 60,500 rupees basically, which is 2% education cess, plus 30,250 rupees, which is secondary and higher education cess, bringing Jaipradeep Hiranandani's total net tax liability to rupees 31 lakhs 15,750. Okay, so that is exactly how you calculate an individual's net tax liability. So the net tax liability is calculated. What happens? next? Okay, that's the question. Before we go there, right, obviously what do? You file returns. I want to deal with the assessment of companies